Welcome to today's Facebook Live. Um, I've got some cute cards with the Peaceful Dear bundle to share with you today. So I'm just going to make sure everything is going good and we'll start in just a moment. Just bear with me. I've lost my Facebook. Okay, hope you've had a great week and you're doing well and keeping well. Great to see you here. And please let me know if you're watching with me and crafting maybe with me. It's nice to get together like this. I know we had a great time on Sunday at our team meeting and just able to meet each other. At least we have this forum or this way to interact. So just bear with me, and I'm just having issues with getting to where I need to get to. Please let me know if you can hear me and everything's clear. Okay. So my product of the week this week is the Peaceful Dear bundle, and you would have seen me share a few projects here and there over the last few weeks. And it's a really cute bundle, and I think the winner with that bundle is that it's got a punch to go with the stamp set, and punches really make it very easy to create. The bonus with this bundle is you also got some free celebration paper which you can earn with a $90 purchase. So that paper really coordinates very well with this bundle because it's got the images of the deer. It's got some images where you can actually punch out. It's got the colors are real red, cherry cobbler, I think some Sahara sand and garden green. So you've got a few nice, real Christmassy colors there. So which I'll show you in a minute. I'm still trying to make sure I go through, so just bear with me, sorry. Oh, good. We're a little bit slow today. Okay, let me just turn the camera around so you can see which page number this is on the catalogue. If you haven't got a catalogue, I have posted them out. If you haven't got one, please contact me and I will get one through to you. The mail is taking a little bit of time, but it should have come by now, and I know some people have received it. So if you have not got it, please contact me and I will make sure you get one in the mail as soon as I'll post it out tomorrow, okay? So here it is. Here's a Peaceful Dear bundle, and those are the images you get in the stamp set, and you'll get the punch, of course. There's some lovely ideas for creating with that, and today I've got 4 cards to share with you, so stick around with me and we'll go through what I have. Some of them use the stamp set a little bit differently. I have also incorporated in all the projects the pattern party host paper. Now that is in the annual catalog. So host rewards are available with any purchase over $250, or if you host a party or a workshop and when your sales reach over 250, you will get to choose some rewards. Now, now with the rewards, you can choose these host only sets. There's this pattern party paper, which I'm going to be using today. It's black and white on one side and various colors on the other. And then you've got these stamp sets, but that is purely for hostesses. Now, if you don't like any of this, you can choose anything in the catalog for your stamping rewards. During up till September 30th, you also get a free celebration product. And this is the catalog, which you can hop on if you haven't got it and you want to have a look at it. You can hop onto my blog and it is there for you to view. I've just uploaded that. So let me get that. That's what it looks like there. That's the celebration. Everything in this is a free product. It can't be bought. So let's get on to our first card. And I've got some basic white cardstock. So bring in my Peaceful Dear bundle. And I'm also going to show you some paper which comes with that, let me just get the name. Peaceful Prints, I think, is the name of the paper. Yeah, Peaceful Prints. So that is the paper we're going to work with as well, plus that Playing with Patterns paper. This is a free offering during celebration. So this paper, you get the deer going either way. So one image can be punched out, and on my card, I've already fussy cut the other one, right? So you get 2 deer. I've got some of this Playing with Patterns paper, so I'm going to be using the black and white side. And I have got some basic white, and I've got a strip of this Bedazzling paper. Now, Bedazzling paper, you get 8 sheets. It's quite thick, and it really dazzles, so you can really see the shimmer on it, but the actual glitter doesn't come off that. It's a free earn with $180 purchase, so that's in our celebration catalog as well. Just bear with me while I get the things I need. We are using a Memento ink pad, and I've also got a punch which I wanted to use with it. It's the Label Me Lovely, I think it's called Label Me Lovely punch. So that one. So I'll show you a little nifty way to use that as well. If you're watching this on replay, please say, just put a comment that you're watching replay, and or if you're watching on YouTube, would love to you to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. So this is the Peaceful Prints paper, and it's in that's garden green you've got there. Just gonna glue this down. So it's just going to be a quick card because I've done all the pre-cutting before. And I'm just making sure that's all good. So we just put a little bit of glue on there and sticking that right down there. This piece of paper is at 8 by 8 centimeters, and the white is 8.6 by 8.6 centimeters. And I've just cut that on my trimmer. I pre-did that. And I've got a piece of this Bedazzling paper. So you generally end up with some sort of leftover bits. And I think that's a little bit crooked, so let me just fix that. And it can be whatever width you want. Just use up your leftovers. And this adds a nice trim, so it's like a bit of ribbon, I guess. Okay. Now what I'll bring in my excuse my voice, dimensionals, and we'll put a few there. Just bring myself back into camera, that might be better. I don't know if the picture's clear or whether you're having issues with that. And I've just added some dimensionals to pop that up. So that little bit of bling type thing makes a difference. Now I've got my 2 deer. So one of these will punch out with, which I already did. That's why I just use punch out with the deer. But the other one's obviously in the different direction. So I fussy cut it. And I'm adding some mini dimensionals, which you might see there. You can cut them up and put, like I didn't do that with the previous one, but I might on the legs, but don't, you can do it with glue as well. So just some thin strips of that work. And here this, we have to do it 4 times over. That might be a little bit of a big piece. We'll see. Yeah, that's a little bit big. Okay, and then I'll cut it for the other one as well while I'm at it. And you just need a sliver, as you can tell, because the little reindeer legs are small. Great way to use up your little bits of dimensionals. Alright. You can just watch me stick on dimensionals. I don't know, that might be a bit wide, I think. Oh yeah. You can trim him down. And one little one more, one short. When I did my sample, I did it with glue, and you can do that as well. They're tricky. Tweezers would come in handy just about now. Just trim it down before I add it in. Okay. Now we'll get these backings off the dimensionals. You should be already off nearly. Let's see how that sticks down. I have a feeling it won't stick, but yeah. Okay, let's cut another bit, because that one wasn't going to stick for me. Okay. They're fiddly on the legs, so if you want, just put some glue. That'll work. Alright, I think we've got everything done there, and they're ready to go. Alright, so I'm just having one in the corner here. You can do it the other way around as well, so they're facing each other instead of away from each other. And one more. I'll move him down a little bit, and there we go. And just before you press it down, just make sure the alignment is right. And we've got our little deer. Looks, the colors go well together because the paper is meant to work together. Now we'll get our sentiment, and I'm just going to choose, so there's quite a number of sentiments in here. I'll choose that it's the best time of the year. Here's some guys I cut from Glimmer before. So I've got it in, I'm going to stamp it in tuxedo black. So we have some sort of contrast here. Okay, so that's just a bit of scrap I had. So it's about 1 centimeter width. Now we'll bring in the Label Me Lovely punch, and I just want to give it a bit of a nice edge. So I'm just inserting that end of one in there, and it'll give you that nice scalloped edge. And we'll do the same on the other side. And I just like the detail that gives. Just something simple can make a big difference. Now some dimensionals, and we'll stick that down. And that's our card. Now I was thinking maybe, because it is cherry cobbler, that is because I think it's on the border, but I think the red would go. You can color it with stamping blends if you wish, but I'll show you a card I made with the same design, different paper. Do that off the sentiment just for a bit of difference. Okay, so there's our card, and I will show you the other one I made. So this was done with the real red. It's very hard. There is cherry cobbler in it as well. So that paper was same pack of paper, just different designs, and I've used the same pattern there. Everything else is the same. I've just added some little diamantes there, and let me know which one you prefer. Do you like the red or the green? They're equally easy to create and make some quick cards. So I'm not doing the insides of the cards and things. I probably generally, hi Marla, nice to see you here. I'll generally probably with that do some paper DSP on that. Now the next one is a bit of a fancy fold, but it's not a hard one. It's probably one you may have come across before, or you may not, but it's easy. It's called an easel fold. Now this is just a basic card front, but except you cut it the other way. Some people do this. Some people will do their card front like that, but I do generally tend to go the opposite way. So this is cut at 10.5, a regular sheet of A4, cut at 10.5, and then I'm going to score it at 14.8. So this is a piece of cardstock I've got here is crumb cake. Then I will score it at 7.4 centimeters. So this is half of the 14.8 length. So this basically forms your fold like that. So that's the only two scoring marks you need on that. I've also got some Mossy Meadow, and this is the Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper. That's a beautiful pattern on the other side as well. So So the first thing I'm going to do, and we've got a die cut which I've done with the hippo dies. I'm going to bring in some scrap. And I've got one of these pieces of paper which will layer onto that. But I'm going to bring in Mossy Meadow and just some of the colours I've got here. Bear with me. So I've got the ink colours I'll be using are Garden Green, Mossy Meadow, Balmy Blue, and black again. So we'll take our Mossy Meadow, and I'm bringing in a blending brush. I'm going to add some color to this paper. The beauty of black and white paper is you can do that. And you can do that with some other colors as well, but this lends itself to that. So it's just a bit of Mossy Meadow going on it. So this Playing with Patterns paper is available when you have a make a purchase for $250 or you have sales over $250 and you can choose that as a host reward. Us as as a demonstrator, I get that too. So we get all the perks that customers get, plus more. Now I'm just glued that, and I am gluing that onto it. So this is the same size, so it's 9.9 by 6.8 was your cardstock, and then it's 9.3 by 6.2 for our piece of DSP. I'm going to glue this here. And I will glue that on the back. Now, if you had a piece of paper that, say, had a print that, say for instance, it was deer, you've got to make sure that when you turn your card, like how you want that paper to sit, whether it'll be upside down or. So I would say that if you had it would have to be facing this way, so that looking at the back. Next thing, I will bring in this label, which I have cut out from the Hippo dies. They have some nice, that Hippo and Friends dies. That really has some nice labels in that, like larger sort of labels. And we're again going in with the Mossy Meadow, and I'll bring in some Garden Green as well. You like the green, Marla, at the previous card? It's nice, a nice bright color, isn't it? Now I've added some Garden Green to the Mossy Meadow, and I will do the same sort of blending with Balmy Blue for a hint of sky there. This is such a quick way to add color, the blending brushes. See, I got a bit of green, but I like that look because I was picking up the color like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is get our stamp set. I've still got some more gluing to do, so we'll work that out in a minute. I'll put it somewhere as usual. Anyway, while it appears to me, I will glue this. This is the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper. So that's more brighter, and this is a bit more subtle. this is going on your base. You don't have to worry that you don't have space to write. There's plenty of spots to write on, but if you wanted to, so this is going to be stuck on like that. If you wanted to, you could add a piece of die cut or a square of basic white in the middle there, but you've got all this space to write in, so it's not necessary. Depends what you're going for. Give that stamp a clean. I've got a few things to show you, so I might run out of blocks. I do have a fair bit, but alright. So we are going to use this deer that's standing. That one. And we need the one that's scampering. And I also want this little image, which is, I will show you, it's just like the grass or anything like that. It could be a landing. So you've got lots of options with those deer. You've got one that's sitting, which we're going to use later, and another one that says, "Oh, what fun," on its body there. Bring in my piercing mat, and we will stamp this on. The scrap underneath, because I'm going to stamp this deer just slightly off the page, so it's like it's then we'll bring in some garden green and we'll do that ground. Then I just flip that over so it looks a bit different, and did that. We're going to be colouring the deer inside. He's not going to be green. Then I'll stamp this. This is the one that gets punched out. So really sweet images, and we'll colour it in crumb cake. So this will match our, I've gone with the dark one, doesn't matter. This will match with our card base. Hi Renee, thanks for watching, ladies. So nice to have you here. And I'll just on Saturday we're planning a Zoom session of crafting. You bring your own whatever you're making, and it's just to get together and have some fun and see each other. So if this is something you would be interested in joining in, please just I know I've heard from some of you, but please just let me know. I will just put it up as an announcement later, and I'm organizing a link which I will send to you, and you can join in. Just bring whatever you're crafting with, and just mainly so we can have a get together. Because I think we just need to spend some time. Even it's good seeing people on that way. I am using the light stamping blend at the moment, and then I will go in with some dark for some shading. Using circular motions does stop the stark, I was trying to get the word stark edges, and it blends better. I do use, when like certain flowers and things, there are where I just use strokes, but it does help when you're using alcohol markers. And again, I'm back with the lighter color. Now I'll blend this one out. I already started with the dark. You can see that was an accident, but we blended that okay. So this guy's going to get punched out with our handy punch. Then I might just bring in that brush tip just to blend that out a bit. Sorry you're getting that dinging. I forgot to turn my volume off. Let me just... I normally turn my notifications off as well. I forgot about that. Alright, so we'll bring in our punch. That this punches lock. It's for easy storage, and you just release it like that and it opens up. And I do it this way so you can see what you're punching. This guy's a bit tight. I noticed that before too, and I was trying to punch it through the bedazzling paper, and pretty it needs a to be used probably a bit more. Okay, so I'm taking this tree and we're gonna stamp that in garden green. So you've got a variety of trees. This is the largest one of the lot. There's some smaller ones as well. The crumb cake goes nicely with that garden green. So we'll go one there and just off stamp straight up there. And then I'll do this one. Now, the reason I didn't start with that is because it's stamping over that. Let's fix that. Okay. Because it's stamping over that little line, I'll show you what happened on the card I made earlier. You might be able to see that little stitching came stamped out there, but you can't really notice it, so I left it as it was. You wouldn't think it would, but it did. Now, we'll use dimensionals for this little deer. And I'm not going to do the dimensional thing for its legs. We can, because it's not sitting over the edge or anything, so that's fine. So he will sit like that. Next thing I will do, we're going to do our sentiment. So I've got some mossy meadow again, some basic white, And I'm bringing back my balmy blue because I want the sentiment out of there. Clean up as I go along. This card, the good thing is you don't really need to decorate the inside because it's got that paper and things like that, so it's already got some detail. So we're going to do the Let's Celebrate, which is that the one that says Merry Christmas? This one. Looking at them upside down sometimes is a little bit difficult. That's why it's good we have the printing now on that side. So that's something that has improved for us by having that. And it also shows you where to place your stamp when you store them. Sorry, I'm just in the way for a second. And I will bring in this little punch, which is the Banners Pick Punch, the Lovely Labels Banners Pick Punch. We'll cut that down so it's equal on either side. And we'll see how much we need to do this, maybe a little more. So mine is just over a centimetre in width, and I'll go again. I'll cut it a little more. So that's that one, and we're going to do the same on this Mossy Meadow bit, and I just made it a little bit bigger than the previous one. There are measurements for this, but I hardly ever stick to them. Let me just see how that looks. Yeah. Okay. So now, to get it even, I will glue that on and have it ready. And then I will punch it out. I might need to, I will cut out a bit. And I will try that again, and we might have to do it again. Because you can measure this and do it, it'd make your life a lot easier, but I'm not doing it like that. Because I like to make life difficult. No, this is easy enough to see, just to eyeball it. Alright, so now to assemble, we are going to get that out of the way. So this one needs to be like that because that's what's going to hold that open. And I've got some trim which I want to add on there. So this is the Playful Pets twine. You get it in, it comes in a pack of real red and the black. So I'm just using the black. And I will just run it around once on one finger and then 2 fingers. And I might do it a little bit bigger. So it's 2 fingers closer and one a bit looser. And it just gives you a bit of a lasso kind of, I don't know, effect. Now we will get a bit of double-sided tape. I'm just going to put that in there. And this can stick, I'm hoping, on the right side. Am I? No, I put it on the opposite end. That was on top and it needs to be at the bottom. So this is Let's Celebrate. I want it in this corner here. So that's what I did. And this is going to just stick in there. If I stick it right. And so it's just basically sitting on that double-sided tape. Then I'll trim that off. And then we can stick that on there once I'm satisfied with that. So you've also got that added security of the dimensional, but if you load it up too much, then you're going to have more depth on one side and not the other. So we'll stick that there. And then finally, we're just going to put our centerpiece in there. So the best way to do it, as I would add at the bottom, 2 dimensionals, and then you don't want to go up here because then you're going to be able to see those dimensionals at the back. So I would put 2 there, so you're safe then. And you know you're not going to go over that. Just going to glue that at the back a bit more. And that's our card. The next thing I will do is just add some of those black dots, I think, the black matte dots. And this is a great guide card. Now, you look at deer and you think, oh, it's a very, like Christmassy or whatever. So there's other ways you can use this. So I've tried to make this as a more masculine look to this card, to this suite as well, or to this bundle, by adding it, making it more of a guy card. Especially with the checks and things like that. It just adds maybe I'll just add one there. Oh, hang on, I'll do a larger one. Okay, what do you think? It's an easy fold, so I'm sure many of you have done this before, but it's just to showcase how this sits. So it lays flat in an envelope and just opens up like that. Like it, Renee? That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. They're cute, aren't they, the deer? They really are. And you could do a baby card because it says Let's Celebrate. Change some paper around. And different looks. Always try to think so you get maximum use out of that stamp set. Just going to check on the price of the bundle. The bundle is $62, so add another $28 worth of product. So it could be some ink pad or some, maybe the ribbon you like, or some whatever, glue, things like that, and it get up to $90, and you can get that paper free. I'm gonna keep that. I'm not sure what I. So it's worthwhile you always doing your orders in increments of 90, because every $90 you spend, you get a free product. So definitely a good time. so that's our second card done. I'll get my next lot. We're going to do some heat embossing with this. Now that's not hard at all to do. It is a bit of a wow factor when you do heat embossing, but it's not difficult, so don't think, oh, it's really hard. It's not. I'm clearing my stuff out of the way so it doesn't get in. There's no distractions. Okay, so we have got a basic black card base for our next one. Going a bit more the darker color scheme. And this is the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper, and we use that on the other card, which I showed you a sample of. This piece of paper is for playing with patterns, so that's the other side. Really cheerful. And this is a circle which I've die cut prior from the layering circles dies. With that circle, I'm going to emboss it with the Wintry 3D embossing folder. You get two in that. One has like ferns and things like that you may have seen. They're nice. So these fit in the mini embossing cut and emboss machine, which is this one. So anywhere where you see that symbol, the mini symbol with the mini stamping cut and emboss machine, that'll fit in here. So you can place this wherever you like, so you get whatever image you want to show. If you were doing multiples of this, die cut everything, and then you could probably run 2 circles at a time through your embossing machine. Maybe even 3 if you placed it right. So we've got some detail there on that black circle. Sorry, just knocking everything around. All right. I did have, let me see, I might have to cut a piece. I might have forgotten to cut that. A piece of, oh, I did have it. I know I did. Never mind. Bit of the bedazzling paper. So we'll cut that out in a second. The first thing I'm going to do is just stick that down. No, that's for my inside. I'm going to stick that down there. Before that though, I'll do my embossing. Let's see, because I did it the other way around when I created my sample, and it's fine, but it's just better if you have your embossing done prior. So I've got Versamark. Oh, that's my bad Versamark, not my bad. My not so clean one, but it's okay. And I'll get my white embossing powder. Now our embossing powders come in a pack of 3. So the white comes in the basics one, right? You get the metallics, which is the gold, silver, and copper. They're $30-something, I think, and we'll keep that aside. That's a disgrace, that Versamark pad. I've used it to do all sorts of techniques, and it's like yellow. But it still works. It's not like the color comes off. It's just not very presentable in public. Alright, so we've got the Merry Christmas. If you have an embossing buddy, which is just used to take the static off, use it. Not necessary, but it does help. If not, you can create one with sock or with corn flour, and using corn flour, and it works. So inking up with Versamark, and I'm just going to stamp that, open that out and stamp it there. I do that first, if I remember, unless I have an afterthought, so that if I mess that up, then I can always stick something over that, and we can put the sentiment down there or something like that. Work around it. Might put a little bit more on the S. I don't know. Another thing with embossing, you can do it with the stamp apparatus so that so align your paper in there or cardstock in there, and if you feel like you want a little bit more, you can always go back and add more Versamark in the same spot. That's the advantage of doing it with the stamp apparatus. I'm just going to get my glue gun, which is just on my desk. And so you set it on for your heat embossing, set it on setting 2. I'm just heating it up, and then I will you'll see it change. A little tip, if you get like, oops, that was still a little bit wet. If you get a little bit of, which you could with the embossing, some white bits, you can use your stamping blends, or I just touch it up. And that's the advantage of having colors that match exactly. This I do it many times. This is my little trick. Because no matter how much, sometimes with embossing putty and things, still there'll be one stray thing, and then it's not as clean as I'd like it to be. It's just something that you can use perhaps in if you need it. That little tip. Now I'm looking for my glimmer paper, and we're going to cut a strip of that, because I did cut one, but here I've got plenty of little strips, so we can just cut them down. It just adds that extra little bit of bling to your project. So use like whatever width you want. I've got about 2 centimeters. And by 14.2. So we've got a bit of a variety of cards going on today. I'm going to glue that, and I have to do some stamping as well, which we'll do in a minute, but let's get the base done. The black really stands out with this. I'm just going that, and then we'll bring this at the bottom. So it just totally changes that. We like it. Okay, it's got a bit of a, see that? I must have cut it for something else, but it's going to get covered by that black and white stripe. can't see that little cut, can you, at all? Yeah. Now with this one, because it's going over that, you can add the glue. If you wanted to, you will find it's going to slip a bit on that till it's nicely stuck. But one side's going to be on DSP. It's just the glimmer makes it a little bit trickier. And I'm going to lift that because I have a little circle that I just want to sit under there. And we're just adding little details to our card. And these little things really make a difference. Just adding some layers. So it's simple detail, but it will make a difference to your end project. Next I'm going to get is, I was working with my real red ink. Think I can find it? No. I might have to go, let's see, can we go a cherry cobbler? I think cherry cobbler will be fine. We'll mix and match. Needed re-inking my real red. That's gonna go everywhere, isn't it? Can you ink real red? So we're gonna use this little deal which says "Oh what fun" with a little wording on it. So once again, I'm using my piercing mat to give you some sponginess underneath. And he didn't stamp well. Let's try another one. This one needs re-inking as well. I think it's not as vibrant as cherry cobbler should be. So we will punch him out. So easy with the punch, huh? So any orders you place between today and Sunday, if your order reaches $50, I will send you all the material to make this card. These cards in today's session. So that includes like any ribbon or anything like that. It won't include your stamp images, but it will at least give you the card stock to do that. And then we'll just have it like that. And I'm not going for the gold embellishments only because the gold, if it's different to this, sometimes it might not look as nice. So again, I'm just doing a bit of black here and there. These matte dots have worked really, I've used it so much. You can just add a few random little dots here in between those snowflakes. So again, the only bit of die cutting was that circle and a bit of embossing and some heat embossing, but you saw the simplicity of the heat embossing. And the rest I've just cut out on my trimmer. And once again, one of those cute deer, which you get different options which you can cut punch out with that deer. So for my next card, we're going with completely different sort of color scheme and a more subdued and subtle color scheme, still with the same DSP. So basic white card base. Oh, and I had this, that was for the inside of the card, but not decorating. You can do that, but I'm just using some DSP. And I've got this playing with patterns paper again. Now that is black and white on the other side as well, but I wanted to use the mint macaron side on this. Thanks everyone, that's really sweet. You said Marla said I like it. That's it. So that paper's a lovely shade, and it goes. I thought we could match it with our projects today. We've got a large piece of this bedazzling paper. So this is the one you get free with a $180 purchase. But you can. This is where you saw my dazzling little deers before. Deer. You can punch out something. Generally I use them as is, but this paper is quite thick, so if you don't take it too much to the edge, you can use the inside. I don't like to go too much because I like my paper to have something really solid to stick on. So you can punch out. Now I will tell you, it is a bit quite hard to, you have to give it a good press, and I'm going to stand for that, and you can see I'm putting all my effort. And the reason I did this card last, though, is because I thought, oh, it's going to get stuck. So that's what I did. I'm only going to do one because I don't need it as such. But, yeah, that's another thing you can do. But you might be better off doing it with dies because it is quite a strong cardstock. I could even, like, if you wanted to, just cut that out like that. Wanting to save that paper a little bit, you can do some die cutting later. Cut some shapes out of it. It's just, I normally don't do it with my cardstock. I like it quite sturdy. Now, when we're attaching this piece, I'm going to add tear and tape. Because of that glimmer, it is a little bit trickier to stick onto. Glue tends to not be as, I don't know, it just doesn't adhere to that. For a while it will, but it's not quick. I generally use my tear and tape more for ribbon and not for adhering my paper. You can take half of it out and then you can align it, but I'm not really too worried about this. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. So that's just some of the Peaceful Prints. That's the other side which we used, which match kind of with this sheet. So you have that one. So that's a bit of options there. We're going to glue this directly on this card base. So it's just 10.5 by 14.8. You could go 10.4. It'll be, because this might be a touch over. 10.5 is the score mark, but 10.4 will give you the exact. See that paper is very sweet paper. Next I am going to stamp one of these the little one that was sitting, and he's got a cute bunny. So many options. And I'm going to use Early Espresso. I did do my sample with soft suede, but I'm waiting for my ink refill, so that's, it wasn't as bright as, not bright, but a bit, hadn't have depth in color as much as I'd like. And we're going to fussy cut this one. Isn't it? The papers are lovely. I think Stampin' Up really excel with that. We always, no matter how much paper you have, you will still fall in love with the next lot that comes in the next catalog, because you just can't resist it. The paper's so pretty. And sometimes the good thing with the double-sided is, even if you don't like, say you're not really fond of one side, you can go with the other. And I found that with like the Halloween papers, I don't really use much of the Halloween. I don't use the Halloween side at all, but it's got the other side and you can use it. There's always just a little image here. And I will go back in there and do that section. Sentiment is going to be, let's see, you've got wishing you a wonderful year and friendships, dear. Sending love and peace this season. You could just do the wishing you a wonderful year and it'll be a birthday card. Use some masking technique and then you just have partial sentiment. So now I want my sentiment to be 100% accurate, so I'll bring in my piercing mat. Got something else stuck on there. So sending love and peace this season, that's the sentiment I've chosen, and I have stamped it in Early Espresso. I'm going to add some detail onto that little piece of the label. That label is from the Tasteful Labels dies. Don't want that one. Now there's a little wreath that goes around the deer, but I'm going to use it for something else today. I bring in mint macaron. I'm going to stamp this little wreath on the corner just to give it some interest on that and I might even, I don't know, go down a little more. In our annual catalogue, we've got this lovely mint macaron ribbon. It's it has the suede or a velvet type feel, attach some of that to the back of this card, the tear and tape, and then we'll attach our ribbon. So it is a thicker ribbon, a little bit. I don't do. If you go to tie, you can tie a bow, but it is not. I wouldn't say it's great for that purpose. It's because it's so thick. That's why the ribbon is pretty. It's just thick. So it gives it a nice look. Alright, then I will put some dimensionals. We put some dimensionals so this pops off the page. The sentiment is just going to sit here, but what I want to do is if you put dimensionals on that, it's going to be uneven, so you make sure that you don't have dimensionals on that ribbon. I mean, it just helps it not to be wobbly. So I am putting my dimensionals towards the right of that label, and then we can stick it like that, and then it sits flush on your card. Just thinking we might put some antlers on this deer in early espresso. Might look nice. Let me find some early espresso I have. Or we could do in soft suede. Soft suede might be okay. I'm just trying to find some scrap. We haven't done the antlers yet today, so I might as well use some. Well, it might not suit this deer actually, I'm not sure. No, it doesn't look good. See, I'm thinking on the fly. No. It probably suited the other one we had, you know, the men's one. But we would have had to put 2 lots for the other one, for both deer. Skip the antlers for this workshop. There's one you can stamp as well, so you don't have to. So these are mini dimensionals I'm just putting on, and just having it sitting there, our little deer. That's a very simple layout. It's just made more fancy with that paper, I think, which looks really nice. I'm trying to think what we could put for. You've got that, but that's too not quite. Let's see whether the gold does go. I didn't because you've got to be a little bit careful when you're mixing the golds. That's not too bad. I do like that metallic, I think it's called metallic pearls. Yes, metallic pearls. It's a more subdued gold. You know what I mean? That kind of blends in a bit better. Yeah, I like it. I like that look. Move it a little bit here. It just fills in that gap a little bit, but he's still got a fair bit of blank space, which is good. Don't want it to be too busy. So that's our last card done. So I hope you've liked that. I think that I like that particular one because it's a different color scheme and it's away from the bright colors and a bit more muted. You like the bedazzle paper, Marla? Yeah, I have to say, I didn't know, like, I'm not one who uses a lot of glimmer and stuff, and when you start using it, it looks really nice on these projects, and I used it on everyone except that masculine card I did. So we'll recap on the cards we've done today. That's my sample, which didn't, oh yeah, no, it had the dots, no. The one we did with dots. So that's that one. And four cards with our Peaceful Prints and the Peaceful Deer bundle. So they're varied. You can see you can get different projects. You can use that Peaceful Prints paper. Yeah, you can get a bright card, or you can go a more subdued version and get. This would make a great baby card too if you had a baby. The colors, I think, it's just if you didn't want to put the glimmer and stuff like that, you can. But I think the colors are nice for that. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And as I said, if any orders over $50, you get all the cut cardstock and any embellishments to make the projects. They don't include the stamp set. Thanks, Marla, that they said you like all the cards. Thanks, Renee. Appreciate that. Appreciate you taking the time today to watch me craft and share the evening with me. It has been good. Yeah, so I will give you any orders over $50. I will give you all the papers and things like that, and I will put up the horse code if you want to place the order online, or you can call me and I will can do that for you. So that can get shipped directly, so no problems with the handling of it or anything like that. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch with me. I appreciate your loyalty and your support. All right, you have a great week, and I will probably be back later on this week just to share with you some time and just some lockdown fun, and so we keep in touch with each other. All right, have a great week, guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye.